I'll start with the do's. So do make sure that you're putting things in chronological order. A lot of people have been tending to put things in order of importance, which is fantastic. But at the end of the day, I think what I can definitely gauge on is, commitment. So if you've been at a company for 3 months, that's going to speak for itself a little bit, right? But obviously what you put in, what you've been doing within those 3 months is going to speak volumes too. So don't think just because you haven't been there for a long time, it shouldn't be something that should be at the top of your list. I want to know where you come from in your most recent experience. Don't put your headshot. Don't put your headshot. Again, I think, companies will allow you to give you the opportunity like we do to submit a video, but it's optional. It's completely optional. You do not have to submit a video. But what is optional for you to do is to, omit that headshot from your first initial resume. It can create very, very quick bias with just anybody who's looking at your resume. So I think just allowing yourself to not even get to that opportunity with the recruiter is fantastic, But then number two, I think it's just kind of also realizing, we're not typecasting you. You're not auditioning for a show. You're auditioning for a place of work. And really it is about, the work that you do should speak volumes. You get to show your personality later, which is fantastic. Another do would be to stick to at least 1 to 2 pages. While there are a lot of people that have, extensive work history, again, it is about what's most recent. That's going to really be telling as to 1, your commitment, but then 2, just your level and most recent knowledge, fresh knowledge from your, previous place of employment. So, I would say, if you have something that happened, around 15 years ago, kind of, again, double checking the relevancy and is that current to the role that you're applying for. But if it is something that's just a very strong accolade, absolutely put it down there. That's going to be something that you're very proud of, that you're going to want to even, speak about during the interview. So if you have something that's, again, you feel like going to be like a trigger to a recruiter to ask you for about in an interview, put it down. It's just those things that are about maybe like 15 years, or so far, away that maybe, again, just to your specific job that you're applying for aren't relevant. I would say another don't is putting your address. So a lot of people are used to putting their full address on their resumes. Again, this can cause, discrepancies, it can cause biases, as well as if you're looking for a more of a hybrid experience, let that be something that's found out a little bit later and that you can work on as far as the negotiation process goes with your offer. Whereas, again, you just don't want to put yourself on the outs immediately. They could see that you live really far away and may not look to continue within that conversation. I think instead of your address, always go at least with city and state. That's perfectly fine, So again, you're working within St. Petersburg, let's give as an example, but we got a lot of people that live in Tampa, right? Putting Tampa, Florida is perfect in from it. It doesn't give that discrepancy that you're in North Tampa and where you should be maybe a little bit closer to the water. But again, it just allows there to continue that conversation and not be like on the outs immediately with any company that you apply for. For my applicants or things that I maybe particularly look for is that attention then to your LinkedIn and your portfolio. So making sure that things match up, so I think that a lot of times you may forget that you put this little extra tidbit on your resume and it's not on your LinkedIn, it's not on your portfolio. Things then come into question. You gotta dot your I's, cross your T's, make sure that everything is kind of filed in a nice perfect line, but then also making sure that sometimes people will do that thing where they are very specific to their resume being to that specific job, but then the LinkedIn and the portfolio are very broad. It really, again, just depends on the industry that you're applying for, but as far as being as specific as possible to the exact position that you want is going to be fantastic, because they're going to know that you're not just that person for this job, this resume, you're that person all the time via LinkedIn and via your portfolio as well.